Please join me in welcoming to the stage Miss Brucetta Marie Williams, Miss Michelle M. Bailey, Miss Traci Lynn Blackwell, and Miss Jamila Hunter. My first question is, how were you able to take your liberal arts education you received here at Spelman and transition into the careers that you have today? And I would like to begin with Miss Hunter.
I think any of the jobs that I've had, working in television where you're dealing with story and character, you're dealing with narrative. I mean, Traci and I were both English majors, so the degree to which there was a point around my sophomore year when I really knew I wanted to go into broadcast, and I honestly thought about maybe transferring someplace where they had courses. I was really blessed that at the time the Olympics were coming to Atlanta in '96. So there were training programs that were going on at Clark Atlanta and internships. So I definitely, in terms of action, I was working. I mean, I said to pretty much everybody here that my junior and senior year, I was doing everything from pulling cable at the Georgia Dome to working for Georgia Public Radio Station to any internship I could possibly get that would give me any sort of exposure to the media and to jobs in the media. I did it, and I was not too proud to say, hey, if I can be around, I'll take it on. And again, I think those two things of one, being a lover of story and character, which is absolutely something I carry with me in my job, any form that I've worked in, and being willing, you have to be willing to act and take risks and reach out to people and say, hey, I want to learn more about this, which is definitely something that I did here in Atlanta when I was here.
Unlike Jamila, I didn't have the luxury of really knowing what it was that I wanted to do when I left the gates of Spelman, actually even when I entered in. So the liberal arts degree was, because of its broad base, it really helped me to move in and out of different areas. So although most of my background is in television, I actually had to go into telecommunications for a few years. And I was able to sell myself based upon the fact that I did have a broad-based education, and it worked out. And then I was able to get back into television again. So I just think that having that liberal arts degree really helps you to be very marketable, even when you don't actually know exactly what it is that you want to do.
Okay, but if I'm interested in pursuing a career in media, what classes and experiences are most important to take advantage of, Ms. Williams?
Take any classes that would allow you to have strong communication skills, because that's really key. I've seen people who that's probably their only asset, is that they can talk well.
Right.
And they get their foot in the door even when they're not the most qualified candidate. So to be able to articulate your ideas convincingly and display your critical thinking skills is key. The second thing I would say is that you need to have a good understanding of technology, because really that's driving all of the change in the media industry now. All of the new jobs that are coming about are really as a result of new technology. And so I would say, have a firm understanding, be a user of it. I'm sure all of you guys are doing the social networking, but then there are a whole bunch of other ways that people are using television now. They're not just watching it on the standard TV, they're watching it on their pump, on their BlackBerry, in a variety of ways. So just get involved and know about those aspects too. And then, as Jamila mentioned, intern, extern, whatever it is, every semester, every summer, you should be doing something that will expose you to different aspects of those things you're interested in. And even if you can't find something that you're interested in, just do something, because you might happen upon something and say, you know what, I had no idea I was interested in that. I started in magazine publishing. I really didn't know anything about magazine publishing. I got the job because I was able to convince them that I could run a college marketing program. And that was a result of my experience on Spelman's campus, being active in the SGA, being active in the sorority, and I was able to convince the hiring manager that I could do it. And so that's how I got my foot in the door at BET. So I would encourage you to just have various experiences and always try to do your best and take advantage of the learning opportunity.
And I would just say that when I was here, there was no communications major. And so luckily, you know, we have access to Clark, and so I was able to minor in communications and take all of my classes there. And so that was really important. But anything that can expose you to any area of the media, and being an English major was a great foundation because it kind of gave you a broad base. But, and you're going to hear this idea of internships repeated a lot today. And we can't impress upon you how important it is you guys do these things. You know, when my friends were in the summertime, were hanging out and relaxing or whatever, I had an internship every single summer I was in school. It was imperative. My mother wouldn't stand for anything else. It was either you get a job or do an internship. And it allows you to figure out what you're interested in, but it also allows you to eliminate the things that you're not interested in. Meaning if you think you want to be in radio, you go and intern at a radio station, you realize, not really for me. You intern at a television news station, you're thinking, I want to be in broadcast journalism, you realize, not really for me. So doing the internship is extremely, extremely important. And I would just say Atlanta in general, I was telling somebody this earlier, 5 years ago, if someone had said to me that scripted television was an option and to live and work in Atlanta, I would have told you you're a liar. It's just not going to happen. The scripted television world is in Los Angeles and in New York, so you have to live one of those two places. And Tyler Perry's completely changed that. You can have a career in scripted television and work in Los Angeles. There are a lot of networks are shooting shows here. Our new hit series, Vampire Diaries, shoots a show here. You could be a PA or intern on that show. You know, BET is doing a lot of shooting a lot of. Monique is here. I mean, BET does a lot of reality shows here, and when they do get into the scripted market, which they're going to be doing soon, I'm hearing that's going to be an option as well. So to say that there are no options in Atlanta, people are thinking, oh, I can't afford to spend a summer in Los Angeles, or I can't afford to spend a summer in New York. So you don't have an excuse anymore. There are things where you can get access to in the ATL.
For those who particularly are interested in media marketing, public relations, etc., I would also encourage students to at least take a basic statistics class, because a lot of students that I talk to, and even people who are in the industry as well, they just think of media as the fun stuff. There's a lot of math that goes into a lot of the things that we do, even from production to marketing, and I do market research. So I talk to a lot of students, and they just are not familiar with the need to understand the way that the numbers play into the role of decision making from all levels of television. So I really stress to those of you who want to get into media that at least you take one basic statistics class.